Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on Offset, which is Cardi B's Boo. So a lot of you have been asking me to do a reading on Cardi B. For those of you that are new, rays of light, or have never been on this channel and just are tuning in for the very first time to this video, maybe about a year ago I did do a video, a psychic reading on Cardi B, and I did discuss the relationship between, what I saw between her and Offset and everything that is going on. But a lot of you have wanted me to do like a updated reading because there's been recent rumors that Offset is basically cheating on her again, and so a lot of you wanted insight to Cardi B, but I'm not going to do a Cardi B, reading because I already did one and we need more time to pass. Maybe in the new year in 2020, I will do another one on her. I really adore Cardi B, and I also like Offset. I think they're really great. However, I'm going to be getting into what I see regarding their relationship, what is on Offset's mind, and what is coming up in 2020 for him. You can call these predictions, you can call this psychic insight, you can call this my commentary, because that basically this is my own opinion slash insight. So, but I'm going to remove the word opinion because I think a lot of people are going to be like, well, you're just not giving psychic insight, you're giving opinions. But this is my own insight, my own commentary. So if you're a fan, if you're offended by it, just take it with a grain of salt. It's not meant to damage Offset's character. Again, he is great at what he does. For those of you that don't know who Offset is at all, or don't know who Cardi B is, they are famous rappers, songwriters, producers. They basically are in the music industry. Now, he does have a child with Cardi, and her name is Culture, and that's their newest baby. So here we go into what I see for Offset, for the remainder of, I guess, this year, which is just like a few weeks, and then going into 2020, and then whatever is coming up beyond. So what I tune in immediately is that there has been, rumors that he texted Tekashi 669's girlfriend, and that Cardi's defending him that he was hacked. That's the rumors that are going around the rumor mill. But when I did Cardi B's reading, and if you haven't tuned into that reading, you probably want to go hear that before you finish continuing to hear this reading. I did say at one time in that reading that they were going to separate due to his cheating tendencies, and it came out to pass. But she forgave him, blah, 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 and basically they're together still. So what I see for Offset is that he has a lot of eyes on him. Basically, there's a lot of people that are keeping him in the spotlight. I also feel like there's a lot of people on the outside. These are not fans, but maybe other people in the industry that are not happy with the relationship that he has with Cardi B. They're not happy with the power that Cardi B and him have unified together, because he does contribute, ideas and gives Cardi advice, and she does the same for him. And so I think a lot of people are rooting to see them be torn apart. The thing is with Offset is that I do pick up that he does have those tendencies to be easily distracted by a pretty face. And so I'm not saying that he's a cheater. I would never accuse anyone, because this is just psychic insight, and I'm not coming for people that I don't know. But I am giving you what I see from spirit, and I do feel like there is a tendency for him to be easily distracted. Does this mean that he will cheat on Cardi? There's a high probability. But again, how much of this is going to be leaked out into the spotlight, and how much is Cardi going to kind of brush this off? You have to understand that they're both celebrities, and scandals like this, the tabloids eat it up, and basically it's to sell, papers and whatnot. So they are trying to, keep a lot of their relationship on the down low or private as much as they can. Yes, she's very candid and very open about their life, and about certain things on Instagram and other social media platforms. But for the most part with him, I see scandals surrounding him still. Going into 2020, there's going to be some kind of problems that he may have with with the Migos, his group, that band, the group. I see some problems with the other members, and I see problems coming up with future collaborations, where there's a lot of jealousy that, because he is with Cardi, he has more clout, etc. I hate using these slang words that youngsters are using today. I'm 37 years old, so I don't like to use a lot of these cool or hip, words, but that is what I pick up. There's a lot of clout, that he has because he is with Cardi, and she is the greater, of the two. She kind of is the greater star, and I'm just putting it that way. I'm not trying to discredit the man because obviously he has his career and he's very established. But when I tune into him, I do feel like there is this part where he doesn't like the fact that everybody kind of refers to Cardi as being the one that's always getting, mentioned or asked about, and it's all about her. It's almost like, when you get into the inner psyche of machismo or a man, sometimes men in the industry have a problem because there is a strong female like Cardi B who's very talented and is in the spotlight. And I feel like, this does bother him on a certain level. Now, does he let Cardi know this? Does he talk about it? I think they have a mutual understanding, and that's what I get from Spirit. But there is a possibility, down the road where this relationship could actually, turn to be something that is a little different down the road. I feel like there are going to be some changes, and this has to do with him, and him not really liking the fact that Cardi B is more popular than him. And this all boils down to him being, a male in the industry, and other guys are kind of, again, they're just being messy because he is a guy in the industry, and a lot of the other guys don't have wives or partners who are, as popular as Cardi. So that's something that we're going to have to see how this all plays out. I also feel like he's trying to go in a new direction where his career is concerned. Now, I know that he's with Migos, but I see a lot of solo projects that he would be working in the future as well. Future collaborations. I also feel like he is going to try to create a distance when it comes to the creative side of his, his music, etc., with working with Cardi. I think he wants to kind of separate the two. I feel like with her, she does definitely want to take control, and have the control in the relationship. And again, there's a lot of, he loves the fact that he has a daughter with her, but again, these are situations that couples go through, marital problems that I do foresee, or if, whatever their situation is. I say marital problems because to me, they're like married. But, I know that they may not be married, but, whatever the situation is, it's almost like they're together, they have a child. So we could call it common law, whatever. I don't Google or look up these people when I'm doing readings. So that's why I'm telling you, whatever their situation, I'm just going to refer to it as being like a marriage. Okay. So, this union, I guess that's a better word for it. This union that they have is definitely going to be under the spotlight. I don't see him and Cardi being long-term partners. They would always be in each other's life, obviously, and co-parent culture, but I feel like eventually there is some type of separation, or like some moments, or like a brief period of time where they do spend time apart and then they come back together. I also do feel like he may not want another child, but I feel like Cardi may want another child. But again, there's a lot of sacrifices that would have to be made. And when I say sacrifices, I mean, like, for Cardi, it's all about her body. And I feel like, she's not being selfish, but I also feel like she's not ready right now. But she within the next 5 years or so, I feel like she will want to have another child, and it could be anywhere between now and 5 years from now. And it may not, whoever the father is going to be, I feel like it could be Offset. I really do feel like, they could have another child. Again, this is all going to be something that we have to see as it plays out. I will say that there's a lot of illusions that kind of like what we see on Instagram and what we hear Cardi, talking about, or Offset, whatever we see in the media is not always what it is. Yes, I said that. Even if it's Cardi talking about it in the media, sometimes she will put things out there, and that's what Spirit is saying, to kind of confuse people and throw them off track so they really don't know. But like I said, I do see legal issues surrounding him and his, his dealings, whatever he deals with and whatever he does, professionally. And I know what he does, music, but I'm talking about whatever contracts and things like that. There is going to be legal battles down the road. And I do see him eventually having a relationship with another person, when this will become like a love triangle, or what do I call that? A third party situation, where eventually, again, this is going to cause problems within their union. And so we'll just have to see how that is all going to work out. As far as his money is concerned, I see him working on new projects. There's like some investment that he would be making. This could be on a company. I don't even know if he would be in the prospects of, I don't know what the correlation is between him and Jay-Z or Tidal. I don't know, what is it called, Tidal or something, but I keep hearing Spirit say, showing me him and Jay-Z and Beyonce. So at some point, Beyonce may work with Cardi or with Offset, I don't know, or Jay-Z, but there's something with him also looking into buying, eventually, if he doesn't already. Like I said, I don't know anything about Offset buying a sports team, so we'll have to see if that's really going to come to fruition. But I see him eventually, like, he's very much the businessman, and so he knows that the music career is not going to last forever. Yes, he may have a career for an extended period of time, but it's not something that's going to be forever. And so this is what he's trying to create, this empire. But at the same time, I feel like he gets into these projects and he gets easily distracted, and he doesn't get to finish what he started. So I see a lot of, beginning things and then kind of, stopping and beginning and then stopping. And again, this could be like a greater project that he's working in on the long run, but, it's all about time. I feel like his time is not managed very well. And it could be the fact that he's always on the go and they're pulling him in different directions. But I feel like he has a greater project that he's working on. And this could be like, also in the future, kind of having his own record company. I don't know, like managing artists. That's what's coming through from Spirit. I feel like eventually that's what he's going to step into in that kind of manner and be more of the business person, buying, properties and flipping homes, things like that, kind of like investing, having his foot in a little bit of everything to ultimately create this kind of empire. And I see happiness, for him in his life, regardless if this is with Cardi or not. He's going to be one of those people that always shines and has, the spotlight, and has women kind of like throwing themselves at him because, a lot of them find him attractive and a lot of people find him alluring, and he's very talented. There's nothing to negate the fact that he is super talented. But then I also see, like in 2020, that there is a darker period for him, and it could be, even in 2021, there is a darker period that's coming, and this has to do with his family life. Again, he is a family man at the end of the day. No matter what people say about him, no matter how much he loves the spotlight, his family, the fact that he has his daughter Culture, and even his own family, and friends that he considers like family, that is what's most important for him. And I see that kind of being turned upside down in some kind of way. So there's scandals again regarding his family. Like I said, this could be with Migos, it could be with Cardi, but there's some scandals there. There's some moments where he's not going to feel very peaceful. He's going to be feeling like, I'm way way over in, way over my head into these things. I just, I feel like I'm stressed out. I need, and for the most part, he's a very chill type of guy. He doesn't like drama, etc. But somehow I feel like all of this is going on. I also will say that he needs to be careful with the males that he is surrounding himself with. The people that would be, I guess, guys that he kind of collaborates with, or would do, some kind of contract with. He needs to be careful, because I see that there is someone that is possibly like a light-skinned African American guy. Possibly it could be just a Caucasian that's very tan. But I see this person and I feel like they are someone that's very sly, that they have, after an extended period of time of being like considered, trustworthy in his circle, that is going to kind of betray him in some kind of way. And I've said this before in other celebrity readings, and I feel like this is the same thing for him. Whoever this is a person that has influence. It's a person who has been in the business for quite some time, and he knows this is not a young person. This is a guy about maybe a little bit older than Offset, and is in the industry, in this world. And I see, that is something that he just needs to be careful with. I also feel like if he's not careful, like he may not talk about this and we may not hear it because he's young, relatively young. And so a lot of people don't see this, but I do see that he has some health issues. And again, I'm not a doctor and I can't diagnose anyone, obviously, but he does need to be careful. And I feel like he needs to be more careful with, with his cardiovascular system. I don't know what he smokes, what he does, that's his business, but Spirit makes me feel like it will be a culmination in what, where he could suffer like an arrhythmia or something like that from the fact that he is just maybe mixing things or kind of like drinking some strong alcohol, and then, does something, or is told this is something, and it's just like too much for his system, because he is, I feel like he's relatively healthy, but over time, the things that he's done, the hours, the lack of sleep, the traveling, and again, the things that he's put into his body, whatever he's put into his body, whatever he's used to, the lifestyle that he's used to, is going to catch up with him. And I feel like, for the sake of his daughter, I feel like even Cardi talks about, this to him, and I am not going to put words in her mouth, but this is what Spirit is telling me, is that Cardi has told him, you need to take your life seriously, because it's not anymore just about you, it's about us, it's about culture and myself, so I feel like she's, laid it down for him to, basically telling him, you have an ultimatum, you need to change your ways, because I don't feel like ultimately, yes, Cardi may be, from a former world of stripping and, kind of a wild child, but at the end of the day, she is now a mother, and, and she does have a family and have a future and stability. At the end of the day, you can call her whatever you want, but at the end of the day, Cardi B is very strategic, very strong-minded, and very talented, and you just can't, discredit her for that. So, this was my reading on Offset, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you're, newly listening to this, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell icon, because starting January 2020, you may not be notified when I push out a new video, unless you are subscribed to my channel, okay, or you check back. Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you may want to go ahead and follow me and check my stories all the time. And also go to my website, which is www.raymondguzman.net, and you can subscribe there, and I do send out emails to anyone that is subscribed about, new videos or, other things that I have going on. And also, if you want to be a Patreon, if you want to be a patron, you can go to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/psychic medium Ray, and you can, for $1.99 a month, you can join if you'd like, and you'll have access to cells specifically for my patrons. You'll have access to the psychic and medium courses that I'm teaching right now. I'm teaching classes, so it's only $1.99 a month that you would be billed, and you would be billed on the first of every month. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, like on further developing your spiritual abilities, go ahead and head on over to my Patreon, okay? And I'll be listing this in the link below. So I want to wish everyone blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world. Bye.